two options today for our final relaxation and meditation. Option one is just coming into a traditional shavasana, which is in a supine position or face up. And then another option, which I really love, is lying on your belly, so in a prone position. So maybe you want to try this today. Our meditation is going to be a little bit shorter, about 15 minutes instead of the full 30 that we typically do. Is to come onto your belly. I like to stack my hands and rest my forehead so my neck can kind of stay in a neutral position, but I still have space for my nose and for breathing. So maybe you want to try face down today. If that's uncomfortable, of course, just a traditional shavasana. Get your blankets and whatever to keep yourself warm, get cozy here. But if you are in a face down position, what I like about this is that you can really feel the belly. And if you bring your awareness down to the belly, even if you're faced up, you can do this too. But the floor acts as a little bit of resistance. So when we breathe in diaphragmatically and we push the belly into the ground, we'll feel that nice release through the low back and that expansion through the low back. And then as we exhale, you can just feel the body really sinking down and grounding down. So it's a little bit more grounding to be face down. We're inhaling, letting the belly expand, feeling that stretch and expansion through the low back. And then as we exhale, just feeling everything sinking down, feeling all of the touch points between the body and the earth. Maybe for these first few rounds as we settle into stillness, you keep counting the breath. Again, in for 5, out for 7 or 8. And as you exhale, noticing the parts of the body that are beginning to let go with that out breath. Maybe at first, all we notice is where we're still gripping, still tensing, still clenching and holding on. And that's okay. Once we have that awareness, we can invite those areas to soften. Even if it's just by 1 or 2%, we're still softening. I know for me, common areas, the hinges of the jaw, sometimes even just wiggling the lower jaw a bit can help with that. Unclenching the teeth, a little bit of space between the upper lip and lower lip. Trying to relax the tongue completely. Softening through the cheeks. I also hold a lot of tension in and around my eyes from working on a computer a lot of the times or on my phone. Focusing on the space behind the eyes. Just inviting the space behind the eyes to soften. Relaxing the optical nerve. Just through awareness and attention and focus. Imagining with each exhale, the eyes relaxing even more. All the muscles around the eyes, behind the eyes, the eyelids. And as the eyes start to relax, you might even feel the brows starting to relax here too. Maybe that ripples to the forehead and the scalp, through the neck, the shoulders, another common area. So with my shoulders, which often feel quite tight, neck and shoulder area, I first like to imagine that this area is like ice, like really dense and solid, thick, hard. First, I just kind of feel into that tension, that tightness, like an ice cube. And then I like to visualize my neck and shoulders as that ice cube beginning to melt with each exhale, as if my breath is warming up that tension and allowing that ice to melt into water. And then imagining the neck and shoulders like a puddle of water, and the breath continuing to warm that area so much so that that water begins to evaporate. And that tension dissipates, leaves the body completely. And then I'll keep going, exploring different areas of the body where it might feel tense or tight. And I do that same visualization. First, feeling into the tension, imagining it like ice, and then feeling it transform with each exhale into water, softening, melting. And then eventually evaporating and moving away from the body. And then once I do this, and I feel pretty empty of that tension, the gripping, then I just enjoy the space. Keep breathing and scanning the body. And sometimes it's spacious and you notice, oh, there's a little teeny tiny ice cube over here of tension. We'll focus here for a bit with the breath and warm that little tension ice cube. Each breath in and out, watching it melt, soften, turn to water, and then evaporate away. And then floating back into that spaciousness. Just being with the breath, being with the body in this open, grounded, connected space of just being. So simple, so beautiful, just to be here, alive, breathing, fully alert in the present moment in our bodies. Nothing is bad or good in this state. We notice temperatures of our body just as they are, regardless if they're hot or cold. Again, nothing is good or bad here. Same with any tension that might arise or any emotion. We just welcome it in. We acknowledge it. Maybe see if we can melt any tension away. Or if it's emotion, we can have the same visualization of ice surrounding that emotion. The breath melting it away. And we're not pushing the emotion or tension away. We start by acknowledging it, allowing it to arise in the body, to be here, for us to see it and witness it. We say hello, and then we just let it float away, just like the breath. We welcome the inhale, and just as effortlessly, we let the breath go. The same goes with discomfort, with tension, and with any emotion. We let it move through. Same with any thoughts. We let them flow through. We don't attach, we don't hold on, we don't get lost. We acknowledge that we're thinking, and then we let it go. Start to feel back into the body. Feel back into those touch points between the body and the ground. If you're lying down on your belly, you can bring the hands by the low ribs and push your way up and back into a child's pose. And take a few breaths here. If you're on your back, you can invite some movement back in and hug your knees in towards your chest. If you're in child's pose, sometimes it's nice just to rock side to side while the forehead's on the ground, just to release any extra tension through the brow. It's a nice little like forehead massage. And if we're on our back, just easing our way up to a seated position. If we're in child's pose, you can just walk the hands in to lift the chest. And of course, if you just want to stay lying down, stay lying down or any position really. But we'll just close out our practice here. Bringing my hands to my chest, which always feels like a nice way to close types of movement practices. And first, just take a moment of gratitude for maybe trying something new today, gratitude for your body's ability to move in the ways that we've moved. Even if they were challenging, even if we had to modify, we were still able to move, still able to breathe, still able to show up and be with ourselves in this way. And that takes a lot of effort. So thank yourselves for being here, for showing up for yourself. I know we're doing this in community and I'm guiding the practices, but we're really developing our relationship to our own body, our own heart, our own soul, our own mind when we do these practices. And it's just so much more fun to do them with other people. So thank you for being here. And we'll just close. I like closing with Shanti, 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 which just means peace, peace, peace. And I wish peace for each and every one of you.